Hello everybody. So I had a dream, I guess this morning. Just wanted to go ahead and throw out that none of my dreams are ever influenced by things that I've done or, things that I've experienced in my real life. That just doesn't happen. My dreams are always silly. They're always like meaningless and I forget about them, or I say like, what was the point of that dream? Like where did that come from? And so that's like really important because this dream had like 3 current events in them. And I think that that's not an accident. I don't feel like it's a coincidence. And also before I just go into the dream, I have to say that I'm not date setting anymore. I'm not date watching. I'm past that. I'm ready for him whenever he's ready. And so even though there is some sort of like hinting of a date in this dream, I'm only mentioning it due to the fact that I just want to share the dream and be obedient. It's not because I'm telling you to look for a date, because when November the 1st came, November the 2nd, and people were watching for these dates, I had zero desire to like watch those videos. I would just see like, on the video titles, and I was like, man, we really need to let this go and move on. And so the fact that it's kind of hinted, maybe possibly in the dream, I'm only going to share for the sake of, again, being obedient. Otherwise, I just don't care to talk about dates anymore, And the thing about this date that is kind of somewhat mentioned in the dream, this is the only date that I have somewhat looked at, in the sense of like, I'm keeping my eye like, maybe, I don't know. I'm not watching anymore. Like I don't watch videos about the dates or anything like that anymore. But I have seen like, again, on the titles of these videos, like November the 7th being something people are looking at. And the only reason why I'm even remotely interested in that date is because I have a family member who's coming to visit me, and every single time they've scheduled to come, it's always around the high watch dates that have happened. So their birthday is September 20th. They were going to come down around the first high watch date, but then they had to reschedule because like car issues, etc., like things with their schedule. And every single time they rescheduled, it's always like, okay, now I'm coming down around the time of like the October 6th and 7th. Oh, now it's like around the time of October the 16th, 17th. Oh, now it's around the time of, I believe it was like October the 24th, And then eventually, now they have said, oh, I'm coming down November 7th. That's what they've told me. And so that is the only reason why I'm even remotely interested in that date. It's just because I don't believe that that's a coincidence. I just think it's like, what are the odds that they keep rescheduling to, like they keep moving it as the goalpost moves. It's like simultaneously, And every single week I say, oh man, I wonder if it happens, is she really gonna come? Because is something gonna, pop off? Like is the rapture gonna happen? Will she be able to make it? And then it's like she moves it and then the goalpost moves. Or, so it's like there's no connection. She doesn't high watch for these rapture dates. She doesn't even know that I make these videos or anything. So it's like, it just happens that way. But anyways. Yes, but give me 1 second. Okay, so getting into the dream. I had a dream that I was at a vacation home with my family. And so like I was living there. It looked like an apartment, but I knew it was like a temporary place. Like it wasn't, home. So it was like, it wasn't a hotel though, So I just say vacation home for that reason. My husband and I were arguing on the way to a huge mansion. Now the thing about this argument is that it really took place yesterday, and I've never had that happen before where something has carried on into my dream. You know what I mean? So, but the significance of that is that argument was something that it's like, it's important for me for my future, I'm not gonna say what the argument is, for obvious reasons, but it's like, it's very important to me And it's one of the things that I'm looking forward to. You know, the one thing that I'm planning for, like now that I'm letting go of the dates and everything, it's like I'm making plans for my future. And so this is one of the things. Okay. And so anyways, oh yeah, and I have 3 occurrences in this dream where that happens. Like these are current things that are happening like this week. And so again, I just don't have dreams like that. And so I feel like there's significance to them. Anyways, it felt like the size of Disney with a roof on it. Like this mansion was huge. Okay, so if you could just imagine the whole theme park of Disney under one roof. So we're about to go inside, and suddenly some teenagers said, "Look, her dress has the red crow on it. That means that the war starts, right? That's what we're looking for." And I just said crow because I can't remember the bird, but I know it was red. And they were just like fascinated with my skirt or my dress because they were like, look, it's right there. That's what we're supposed to be looking for. It was like a puzzle piece. Really, I hate to say it, but it was really like they were looking for a clue, and they're like, that's the sign we're supposed to be looking for, right? And so let me find my place because I wrote it down. And they examined it and they said, nah, never mind, that's not it. And I was just like confused, like, okay, what was that? And then suddenly someone on the intercoms was saying something. And so we stopped to listen until we heard them, like it was just a little loud. And they said, this is war, prepare for war. Like something along those lines. And so we waited and we were asking each other, like if we heard correctly, like, did they really just say war? What was that? And then the first bomb dropped. And this is my first time experiencing like a dream with bombs and them, going off and like end of the war type stuff. So, never had a dream like this before. So we grabbed our kids and we ran inside the mansion. And while we were there, we were trying to find the people that we knew. And we were all sharing dreams. Like we were like, oh, God warned me of this. I've seen this before. And, just relating that in our dreams, we've seen this. And one of the people that we were with, I have to add, because I forgot to write it down. They are my son's ABA tech. Like I said, he's autistic. And they are leaving on the 7th of November. That's their last day with us in home. And my goal is to move him to a center. But anyways, November 7th is, actually their last day. And in the dream, I remember seeing her, and it was like her hair was very, very, like almost like undone. Like she just kind of hopped out of bed and just came because she knew like today's her last day. She didn't really care. That was like, so that's what I'm saying. The significance of November 7th is like it somewhere around that time or before, like I knew it had to be before that date or on that date. Like she just knew, okay, I'm not going to be here much longer, And so we were trying to find her and like other people. And so anyways, let me find my place. Okay. At the mansion, we were suddenly on their bus asking about the latest updates. Okay, so I don't know how I just appeared on the bus, but either way, I still knew I was like on the grounds of the mansion, and so I felt like I was safe. And we were just asking about like updates with like the other countries, like what's going on. And they're on social media and they could tell that like people didn't know that bombs just dropped. Like there was a delay in the like in the update, if you will. Like the internet was lagging or something like that. Things just weren't. It was like we were waiting for some big announcement and nothing, It just felt like we were kind of in the dark about what just happened. Or like the world was in the dark about what just happened. But anyways, I knew we were inside the borders of the mansion and I felt safe even if we went outside. And from inside the bus, I saw my stepfather in a car with a dog and someone else in the passenger seat that I couldn't see. And suddenly a bear came and attacked the car. And because his window was rolled down, he was getting hit. And I saw him step out of the car and then he fell into some woods and the car was left where it was. I don't know what happened to the person inside of the car. And my mom said, this is exactly the dream that he had. He got attacked on this exact street by a bear in his dream. But in his dream, he found his way back to her. And so she was having hopes with that. Like, she just knew, like, okay, I don't think he dies from that attack. You know, like, we're gonna see him again. And, you know, obviously the significance with that is the bear is, you know, Russia. And I don't even know if he's ever had dreams about stuff like that. But in my dream, my mom said he saw this, like he saw this exact thing happening. And I think that just points to the fact that people are warned, you know, people are warned. But let me just continue. And that was hard to see because again, it just felt real, just seeing a bear come out. But, and the fact that I was in the bus and I couldn't do anything, but I could see it, you know, it just like, no one could hop out the bus and help. But we're just watching and like hoping everything was okay, you know? So we just couldn't leave the bus. But hold on, I'm sorry. On his way back, okay. And then people were eating grapes and throwing away their seeds. And I stopped them and I said, these seeds are your food now. And then they realized that they had to think like they were in war times, you know, like it was finally hitting them. Like, oh, yeah, I guess you're right. I can't like just throw my grape seeds away. I better save these and try to grow them, you know, because I don't know how much food is going to be left and etc. And so I was looking for water bottles for them to put their seeds in, and I was like trying to poke holes in the caps to have some sort of greenhouse effect. I don't even know if that's like how you do it, but that's what I was doing. And we heard that trains were going down, like there were accidents. And I was trying to let people know that the wars were from the Bible, like these were talked about. And they said that we should avoid the coast. Oh yeah, I told them that they should avoid the coast because of dreams that people had about like tsunamis and etc. And I said, but God shared through some people that there were safe zones, like where the safe zones would be. So, you know, we should just try to find those videos when the internet's good and try to like go to those places. And someone told me that they started reading Matthew 24, but they didn't read the whole chapter yet. And they were mad because if they had read it, they would have been warned. Like they were basically saying that God was telling them to read Matthew 24 and they were like kind of putting it off. But if they had read it, they would have known. And it felt like life as we knew it was suddenly over. Okay, suddenly. Like 1 minute I'm arguing about this thing, and again, this is a real thing. Like, and that's what's like getting to me is like I'm in real life had this argument, and then suddenly, boom, bombs dropping, and I was trying to ask for God for direction. And so I feel like he's telling me the things that you're worried about, like they don't matter as much as you think that they do. Like you're putting focus on things that are suddenly not gonna matter, you know? But let me find my place. And as I told them that I had dreams that I told them that I had dreams that might have suggested that we'd see a little bit of persecution or tribulation and then we'd go. And so my hope was in the rapture happening very soon, but I understood that if Nigerians, sorry. But I understood that if Nigerians and the Chinese have been through persecution, that we might too face some persecution, and that God will rapture us when the all-out war happens. Like I just knew that, like, there's going to be a moment where the countries respond and there's going to be like a continuation of the bombings and it's an all-out war. And I knew that that's when it would happen, you know? I just knew that. I don't know. And so I was waiting for news updates from our government, but again, the internet was slow or down, and it felt like they didn't even know what had happened yet, like the USA, like the world didn't know yet. But I knew when they would respond would be the all-out war / rapture. Okay, so the three things that are actually currently happening in my life that I feel like were very real were number one, like I said, I was trying to, number one is the argument, right? That's like real current. The second one was that there was a family member I was trying to reach out to. Like, we were just trying to check and see if people are okay. And I remember she was saying that like her trip, like the train had an accident, and that, you know, she should have probably stayed, like she shouldn't have taken the trip. And she is actually in Italy right now on her trip, you know. I didn't see anything terrible happening to her. Like, she was fine, she was alive, but it was just like, you know, she had been through like a train wreck or something, and so she was on the other side of the world, obviously in Italy, and so we couldn't really like reach her. But she was just kind of like, man, I shouldn't have came, you know, because now she's separated across the seas. And so that's real, like, you know. And the third one was let me see if I can remember. It was if I remember, I'll put it down. But it was like three current things in my life that, oh, I'm sorry, yeah. The third one was obviously my tech leaving on the 7th, you know? And so all of that stuff to me points like right now in my life, like currently, you know? And so I'm just sharing this because maybe it's not, you know, this week, maybe nothing happens or whatever, but the fact that either, okay, so the way I see it is like, obviously either all that was to say that it's this week, like the fact that everything is so current in my life, or it's just to say, currently you're worried about things that just aren't gonna matter soon, you know, like they're just not gonna matter soon. Don't put too much focus on this world, because I was going to, after I let go of October 30th and 31st, like I was saying, I was done, and I was like ready to just move on. And then he gives me this dream, which is like saying, don't get too attached to this world. And so, you know, that's the dream. And I opened my Bible, I asked like, okay, what do you want me to say? And is this dream from you? Can you show me? It opened to Job chapter 33. And here it is. For God speaketh once, yea twice, yet man perceiveth it not, in a dream and a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumberings upon the bed. Then he openeth the ears of men, and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw from man his purpose and high pride from man. Okay. He keepeth back his soul from the pit, and his life from perishing by the sword. That was just, I mean, come on. I was like, when I opened to Job, I was like, I don't think there will be a message in here. Like, okay, well, and then there. So, anyways, hope that this encourages you. And if you have any interpretations, please share. I was not expecting to make another video because I haven't been having dreams lately about anything important, and then here. And it felt like so urgent to get this message out. Like, it feels so urgent. And I've never had that with previous dreams. It's like, oh, I have to remember to make that video about the dream, and you know, but this is like, I have to make it and then just hurry and get it out. So anyways, be blessed, guys.